Pat for almost 30 years. Pat was a leader on the Mental Health Association board when I first started to work with the agency, back when I was the age that my children are now. And that was a while ago. Sometimes people come into your life and you know that you're a richer and a better person simply because you've been blessed to spend time with those people. And for me, and for a lot of the people in this room tonight, Pat is one of those people. Pat is an iron lady in the finest sense of the term. There are many ways to lead effectively, and Pat does so with quiet strength and with fierce determination. If you're ever going into battle, make sure you're going with Pat, not against Pat. You want her on your side. The MHA has been blessed to have Pat as a longtime friend and a steadfast supporter, but then again, a lot of the other people in this room and a lot of the other organizations represented here tonight could say exactly the same thing. Pat is a kind, generous, caring, devoted friend. Over the years, I've received many notes from Pat to celebrate good times and to console and encourage in the not so good, and every one of those is a treasure. A few years back, actually more than a few years back, after one of our meetings at the MHA, Pat cornered me in the parking lot and asked if I'd consider going on the board and helping to start a fundraiser for this other amazing mental health agency in Compere with which she was working. Now, as many of the people in the room here tonight can attest, Pat's a tough lady to say no to. And I'm really glad that she introduced me to Compere, which led to now a 20-year relationship with that organization and meeting some incredible people like Michelle and like EJ. And isn't it interesting how over time our paths just continue to cross? Well, tonight it's my honor to say yes again to Pat Garman. Yes, you've been a great friend. Yes, you poured your heart and soul into many people and many causes in Western New York. And yes, all of us, including the MHA, are better and richer for it. It's a privilege for me to recognize you tonight as one of our two outstanding volunteers in our first half century of service. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring a truly remarkable woman, Pat Garman.
I do want to make one small correction. I did teach at Deauville, but the endowment fund is at the University of Buffalo. So I want them to know I haven't dumped them. One of the misfortunes in my life is that I never got to know Luki. When I came into the mental health field, her name was synonymous with mental health, mental illness. I mean, she was everywhere. You talk about Google today, well, it was Googie then. And she just was everything to do with patient advocacy, doing something about stigma, which is, we all know, is still with us. So I really regret that I never knew Googie. She comes from a wonderful family that I do know, and I congratulate you, EJ, that you're a tribute to your mother, and you are certainly carrying on her work. I would like to thank those of you who are my close friends, which many of you for coming tonight. That really touches my heart that you would be here. And for the rest of you who don't even know me, I am so appreciative of you coming for the Mental Health Association. I've been connected with them for probably 25, 30 years, a long time. And I have to say, it is a very small organization. The staff is minimal. They do such outstanding work. Everybody that's on the staff does 3 or 4 jobs, and they do it well. And just planning this dinner tonight with so few people, they are superlative. I never can say enough good about the organization, and certainly about Ken. It's in good hands now. So if you came tonight and learned a little bit about mental health, I am truly grateful for that. We have psychiatry and mental illness has always been the stepchild of medicine. It's still a problem with stigma. And I think if I walked through this audience tonight and tapped somebody, anybody on the shoulder, and said, do you know someone who has a mental disorder or a problem, a neuroses, a panic attacks, depression, OCD, there's so many things, we don't even have to get into the psychoses. And many, many hours are lost, many hours of happy, satisfying life are lost because of this. So if you go from here, understanding a little more about mental illness and that there really need be no stigma attached. You know, there isn't an illness we can have that doesn't have some mental aspect to it that causes depression or anxiety or something. It's everywhere. We all know somebody, or a family member, or a neighbor, or a colleague. So please, I ask that because you're here tonight, you obviously have a care and concern. So I ask you to keep us in mind and support it. And thank you so much for this honor that I have been given tonight. I appreciate it.